Hi, today I want to talk about the things that get us stuck when we're trying to get from point A to point B. When we're trying to accomplish something in our life, or we have something we know needs to get done and it weighs on us, and yet we don't take the next step. We hit a roadblock and we don't keep going. Well, the path to success is often shown as it's not a straight line, but you go through these twists and turns and swirls and ups and downs. I think it looks a lot like this. When you look at one of these puzzles, there's a point A and there's a point B, and you have your why as to why you want to get from here to here. You want that degree. You want to finish that project. You want to call that family. You want to do whatever it is that is going to take you from here to there. And you have your why. But then what happens when you set out to get to your why? All this stuff is in the middle. And what do these things look like? Well, one of these stops, it looks a lot like fear of failure. Get started, and I know I really want to do it, but I'm afraid I'll fail at doing it. I'm afraid it won't go like I think. I'm afraid it'll go down in flames, and I won't be able to handle that. And fear of failure gets me stuck here, swirling like a Pac-Man from the old Pac-Man game. I'm never going to get from here to here if I'm just turning here, fearing failure. How about perfectionism? A few of you out there who have some perfectionism issues, maybe you get over here and you're kind of deep into this, and now all of a sudden, it's just not as perfect as I'd like it to be. So I'm just kind of going to stop here till maybe I learn more, or I get more clarity, or I can put out just the most perfect, polished version of this that I can. So I sit and spin at one of these stops because it's not perfect yet. The other thing that can happen with these stops is we might get distracted, and we might say, oh, just so busy I don't have time to do that thing that was important to me. I'm just so busy I don't have enough hours in the day. But the thing is we spend our hours doing something, and we have to decide what our priorities are. Because if we go back to our why, and it's strong enough to get from here to here, then we need to take a step back and say, where are my priorities in my day and how am I spending my hours? And maybe one of those things needs to get booted so that I have time to do this. Because how am I going to feel on the other side of this? If I get here, how is that going to feel? And what will that mean for me, for my family, for my business? How will that transform things? Do I need to break down one of these barriers and say, you can't get in my way anymore? Very possibly something needs to go in order to get through. And the best way to get from point A to point B is to get a bigger picture look. When we're too close to these paths and we can't quite see, oh, I guess I hit a roadblock here. Oh, I guess I hit a roadblock here. The key is we need to just back up and keep trying. But what if we take it a little further back and then we have a better, bigger, clearer picture of A and B and what's in between? And then we can really intentionally look at what's going to be there, plan for it, see the big picture path, and we're going to go from A to B a whole lot faster if we can get a big picture view. So don't be afraid to take something that you're just stopped up on and you can't quite get through. Back up, put it on the table, get it out of your head and on the table, and really take a good look at it. You want to go from A to B. What's stopping you up in the middle? What's a clearer path? And when you see that clearer path and you're willing to jump on it, take it. If you get stopped up, analyze it, look at what's wrong, turn around and go a different direction, you are going to fulfill that why. You are going to complete what you need to complete, and it's going to feel so good on the other side.